Yo, 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 my check, 1, 2. Oh my gosh, I'm not even ready. I don't even have my hat on. I'm doing myself a disservice. Oh my gosh, here we go. Let me hit this full screen. Oh, that was me. Okay, that was my own comment. I said, how many strikeouts will Bailey Falter have today? That's a very good question. I wonder who came up with that. That was totally me. Um, Let me know down below in the comments how many strikeouts you think Bailey Falter's going to have on the bump today for the Phillies, okay? Look, they had a good win yesterday. It wasn't all smooth sailing, right? They were 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position, and that cannot happen. The offense, though, came to life. JT looked really good. I kind of wanted to see a little bit more from other guys to step up. You know, Trey Turner's been great, and JT's been doing really well, and Nick Castellanos has really been doing well. I was just expecting more of a performance from Alec Boehm. I know that he hit the ball hard a couple of times, but it just really would have been nice to see him get on base a little bit more. And hopefully today the bats will continue to, you know, carry some sort of momentum. I thought that the bullpen was really good last night, and you saw that Craig Kimbrell ended up coming in to get the save. So that was really good to see. Jose Alvarado is filthy. He's absolutely a monster, and he is picking up where he left off last season, and I love it, right? Ever since he came back from the rehab start last year, he's been just looking so different, and he just continues to pick up where he left off. The slider looks great. The fastball is just so confusing for the hitters to see, and they can't anticipate where it's going to land up, and lefties are really struggling against him. Sir Anthony Dominguez, I know he didn't pitch yesterday, but I hope that he comes out of the pen today, and I'd like to see a little bit of some sliders for him. You know, I think that he's been really struggling with that to start the season off, but I know that he's going to get better. I thought Soto looked pretty good yesterday. He actually had a decent outing for once, and the slider and the fastball looked to be in good control. Better keep that up throughout the season. And Craig Kimbrell, say what you want. Okay, he was a little bit shaky, but he got the job done. He did. He got a big strikeout, and I don't know if he's going to be the closer moving forward. We have to wait and see, but I trust Rob Thompson, even though he hasn't been the best himself this season so far either, but I still trust him, and I have my faith in him, and hopefully they can come out here and get a win today. That's the way that I look at things. I also kind of wanted to talk a little bit about JT too, because I know that JT was presented the Gold Glove today, and he's been, ever since he's gotten here, you know, he's had his highs and his lows, and I think that, you know, he's somebody that you do have to appreciate. He's been really playing very hard throughout this entire season so far. Continues to do well defensively. The arm accuracy with gunning people out over at second base and catching people on the base paths. He's just so good at that, and he's a really good hitter. It's not just for the catching position. It's just overall. Like, he's a really good hitter. I don't know if he's now the best hitting catcher in MLB, but he's certainly one of them. And I also feel like that the pitchers really trust him, and he's a good guy to, you know, to be around with, like in the locker room. You can see that Nola and Zach Wheeler really like to be behind him, and he is, you know, a quiet leader, if you will. So, big game for the Phillies. They have to go up and face the Cincinnati Reds this afternoon. Bailey Falter will be on the mound and taking on Nick Lodolo. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. I think Bailey Falter goes 5 innings today. I think that has to be the ceiling. All right. So lineups are just out now. So leading off in the top of the first, we got Jonathan India. We also have Spencer Steer, Will Myers, Tyler Stevenson, Kevin Newman, TJ Friedel, Stuart Fairchild. He's playing out in right field. Jose Barrero also plays in center field, and Kurt Casale is catching behind the plate. So here's Bailey Falter. He's pitched in 5 1/3 of an inning this season with a 3.38 ERA. He has 3 strikeouts. He is not allowed to walk just yet. And I think that one of the main keys for him on the bump today is to just try to throw a lot of pitches on the inside to just try to make the hitters ground out towards the shortstop side, if you will. And if he can just keep the ground ball play and do a good job in that regard, I think that he'll have a lot of success. So India playing over at second base. TJ Friedel is out in right field. He was out in center yesterday. So it's Jonathan India, Spencer Steer's over at third. Will Myers is playing over at first. He was the DH yesterday. And Tyler Stevenson will be batting cleanup. He is not catching, but he's the DH. Kevin Newman playing over at shortstop. There's TJ Friedel out in left field. Fairchild is in right field. Jose Barrero is in center, and Kurt Casali is behind the plate. So leading things off for the Reds will be Jonathan India. And the Phillies are just about ready to get underway. India went 0 for 4 yesterday. He struck out in the 5th inning. And Bailey Falter is just about ready to get things going. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. Hopefully you're all having yourselves a great day. How's your Saturday afternoon so far? Let me know down below in the comment section. The first pitch is on the inside corner, taken at the knees for a strike. There we go. Had to take the closed caption off. And the next pitch is inside and low for a ball. India this season batting .318. He has 17 hits, 1 home run, and 2 RBI. Let me see if my thing is on, just to be sure that we're live. The 1-1 pitch is on the outside corner, a fastball at 92 miles per hour. There we go. And the 1-2 pitch up high and inside for a ball. So that makes it a 2-2 count. The 2-2 pitch lined foul towards the third base side, and it hooks out of play. Graham Ashcraft will be on the mound tomorrow for the Reds, and he'll be most likely facing, as the ball's lined over to first base, and it's fielded on the hop by Stott. And he throws over to first in time for the first out. What was I just going to say? Matt Strom is on the mound for tomorrow afternoon. They've been all afternoon games, which is kind of interesting. So here's Spencer Steer. And he lines the first pitch towards the third base side. Foul. Steer this season batting .250 with 1 home run and also 1 RBI. He batted 7th yesterday. Had a double and was 1 for 4. And also scored a run. The 0-1 pitch is way up high for a ball. You guys hear the fan in the background? I hope not. There's David Bell. He was out yesterday because of medical reasons. He's the manager of the Reds. That ball is lifted out to deep center field, and that's going back all the way to the bushes, and it's gone. Spencer Steer with a 1-out solo home run out to center field. And Cincinnati is on the board 1-0. That went about 438 feet with an exit velocity of 105 on the bat. And that ball was absolutely crushed. Looked like it was a curveball that was just out over towards the middle of the plate, and as soon as the ball was hit, it was not coming back. That'll bring up Will Myers now. Let me update this. Whoops. There we go. There's Will Myers. The next pitch is outside for a ball. So it's 2 balls, no strikes to Will Myers. And the 2-0 pitch by Falter. Taken all over the heart of the plate. At the knees for a strike. We got 2 people watching. The 2-1 pitch to Myers. He grounds it over to third. It's played on the hop by Sosa. Sosa throws over to first and just gets Myers by a step. So Sosa to Bohm for the putout. The 5-3 putout, that is. And there's 2 away in the first inning. That's why you got to play Sosa over at third base. I mean, Alec Bohm has made some nice plays, but we also know that he's been not perfect over at third base, and Sosa just made a good routine play out of it, and that's why Bohm's over at first. Stevenson takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. Tyler Stevenson has been seeing the ball well for the Cincinnati Reds, batting .364 with 8 hits on the season. The 0-1 pitch is way up high for a ball. Stevenson played behind the plate yesterday, and he still batted in the cleanup spot and had the RBI double back in the 6th inning. The next pitch is fouled off towards the right field side, and it hooks into the stands. Phillies won yesterday's game by a score of 5-2. There's the 1-2 pitch. It's fouled off back towards the net. And they're just really trying to hope to just continue to gain some momentum after getting swept by Texas and only taking 1 of 3 in New York. That's what you got to do for your ball club. The 1-2 pitch to Stevenson. And he takes it down low. It was a breaking ball that landed right in the dirt. Two balls, 2 strikes. Falter winds up and delivers the 2-2 pitch. Check swing. The ball was placed in the dirt, and the first base umpire says no, that Stevenson did not go. So that makes it a full count. Falter winds up and delivers the payoff pitch. There's a ground ball into left field, and that will drop in for a base hit. It was a line drive to left field. And it got right in between Alec Bohm and Trey Turner, and there's a 2-out single. Another fastball that was over the middle of the plate, and Stevenson just hit the ball very sharply. Got the barrel of the bat on it and took it for a little bit of a ride. Newman steps up in the batter's box, and JT loses the baseball, but it doesn't get too far away from him, as Stevenson will be in check over at first. Doesn't run too fast. Kevin Newman, who played for the Pittsburgh Pirates for a really long time, batting .200 this season for the Reds with 3 hits. And here's the pitch to Falter. And he lines that one back towards left field. Another base hit. Newman gets on with the single himself. It's back-to-back 2-out singles. And the Cincinnati Reds have something cooking. Steer hit a solo home run out to left center, or out to dead center field. And Stevenson now is over at second base, and Newman's over at first. That'll bring up TJ Friedel. JT wants to talk things over with his pitcher. That's exactly what he has to do. 43,000 fans here at Citizens Bank Park on a beautiful 59-degree afternoon. A little bit sunny. And the first pitch is on the outside corner to T.J. Friedel. He takes it. There's a fan that's over towards center field that kind of has the hair like John Kruk used to have it. That's why they're showing it. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss on a slider that was at the knees for a strike. See if Falter can try to get out of this jam. He gave up a solo home run to Spencer Steer to start off the top of the first, and now there's runners over at first and second. 2 outs, and the 0-2 pitch. At just a hair outside, a slider that just missed the strike zone. Hitting 82, so it wasn't too fast. It wasn't too slow either, but he almost got the call. He was taking a couple of steps towards home plate and thought he was going to get it, but the home plate umpire said no. The 1-2 pitch now. Right at the knees on the outside corner for called strike 3. And Friedel goes down looking. But 6 men come to the plate, and we go to the bottom of the first. The Phillies trail 1-0, but they're coming up to bat. Ooh. And some water. I've been really drinking a lot of water today. Hopefully you're all having yourselves a great afternoon. It's looks like a pretty nice day out. How's your weekend so far? Let me know in the comments down below if you're having a good weekend and what you have plans for tonight. Just curious. I'm Jason Joseph, and as always, in case you're new to my channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the notification bell too, so that way you know when I either go live or when I upload for a Phillies cast, for a Sixers cast, a Patriots cast, or a Flyers cast. So, Phillies trail 1-0. 3 hits were surrendered by Bailey Falter, who was off to a very shaky start. Spencer Steer just demolished a baseball that went 437 feet, and that's how it's a 1-0 score. I should probably get settled a little bit. Here we go. All right, so Trey Turner will be leading things off for the Phillies. Kyle Schwarber batting second, JT batting third, Castellanos in the cleanup spot. Schwarber's at the DH, forgot to mention that. Alec Boehm's playing over at first base. There's Josh Harrison. And Turner will take the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Edmundo Sosa, Bryson Stott, and Jordan Pache will round out the bottom 3, or the bottom order of the lineup, I should say. The 0-1 pitch to Turner. He swings and misses at another fastball. It was really high. Turner has been hitting the ball very well for the Phillies. He's hit safely in all games this season so far. The 0-2 pitch to Trey. He takes it inside and low. And it's a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nick Lodolo, in 1 start this season, went 5 innings. He has a 3.6 ERA. He has 9 strikeouts and 2 walks. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the glove for strike 3. And Trey Turner goes down on strikes. So just like yesterday on the home opener day, Trey Turner starts off the bottom of the first with a strikeout. So Kyle Schwarber will come up. He missed a home run yesterday, but went 1 for 4 on the afternoon. And the first pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. Excuse me. Schwarber is DHing today. Getting the day off in left field. And the 0-1 pitch. A swing and a miss on a curveball that dipped outside of the strike zone on the lower outside part of it. So it's an 0-2 count to Schwarber. JT awaits on deck. The 0-2 pitch. A foul ball towards the third base side as it hit the ground and goes towards the third base dugout. The Phillies are 2-5 to start the season off, and the Reds, well, they're playing .500 baseball as they're 3-3. The 0-2 pitch to Schwarber. He lays off the high fastball at 94 miles per hour, and it's a 1-2 count now. Phillies fans certainly have to be happy with what the Phillies were able to do last season, and Kyle Schwarber just led the whole pack with everything. A foul ball towards the third base side as it's chopped over towards the on-deck circle. Kyle Schwarber was that one guy that was the leader of this team that put the team in such a good position. He was their leadoff hitter. 1-2 strikes to Schwarber, and he lays off the outside pitch. Outside again. A curveball by Lodolo. Lodolo winds up and delivers the 2-2 pitch. Outside and high, not by much. That makes it a full count. So what was an 0-2 count is now a full count. Schwarber had 46 home runs last season for the Phillies, which did lead the National League. Here's the payoff pitch on the outside corner, a sinking fastball that hit the bottom outside third of the strike zone, and Kyle Schwarber's down on strikes, and he is not happy. As he heads back over to the dugout, he is still having some words with the home plate umpire, Alan Porter. That was a good pitch, nonetheless, by Tyler Lodolo. So 2 up, 2 down for the Phils in the bottom of the first as they trail 1-0. Thanks to a solo home run hit by Spencer Steer. JT Realmuto takes the first pitch outside and low for a ball. The second pitch was at the knees for a strike, and it's a 1-1 count. Lodolo gets the signs from Stevenson and the 0-2 and the 1-1 pitch. It's down low again for another ball. And correction, Kurt Casale is behind the plate today. Stevenson is the DH. The 2-1 pitch on the inside corner for a high strike. 94 miles per hour on the fastball. He doesn't have the speed, but, I mean, whenever he is just able to locate the fastballs, he can be a really good player. JT stepped out of the batter's box and called time. Was having some words with the umpire. And now everybody is back to their spots. The 2-2 pitch. Inside and high for another ball. And the home plate umpire was just looking at JT. The 3-2 pitch. On the inside corner, called strike 3. And Tyler Lodolo retires the side, just like Hunter Green did yesterday to start off the game. 1-2-3 go the Phillies, and we go to the top of the second inning as the Phils trail 1-0. I mean, those fastballs that he places, they are just like hitting the corners. It's like absolutely ridiculous. See some runs. Got over 7.5. Hey, honestly, I don't think that's a bad thing at all, man. I think that you are going to see more of a high-scoring game. I just don't know if the Phillies are going to come out on top. If Bailey Falter's pitching like this, he has to settle down, man. And the runs have to come. Like, Lodolo is a good pitcher. Like, no mistake about that, but the Phillies offense, you would think that with the firepower that they have, that they would be able to at least do some sort of damage. And so far, I know it was only the first inning, but it was not a good look. Oh, Danny, how you doing this afternoon? Thank you so much for coming on here. I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. I'm ready for Sixers playoffs. Can I just tell you, like, the wait is over for me. Like, I'm ready for the Eastern Conference quarterfinals right now. Give me round one of the playoffs, and then I'm good to go. And then get me past round one, and let's finally get over that hump of getting into the second round. You know what I'm saying? It has to be this year. Good, brother. Got 4 games watching on the room, but got play-by-play. Oh, man, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Don't make me blush. I'm not even, like, being sarcastic or anything. It means a lot. Here we go to the top of the second inning. And leading things off for the Reds will be Stuart Fairchild, who came in to pinch hit yesterday and went 0 for 1, but he did walk in his second plate appearance. There's Alan Porter, the home plate umpire. Jim Wolf is over at first base. It's the same umpiring crew from yesterday, except everybody is switching things up across the diamond. The first pitch to Fairchild by Falter is fouled off towards the first base side. So Sean Barber, who was behind the plate yesterday, is now the third base umpire. Alan Porter, who was over at first, is the home plate umpire. Jim Wolf is over at first base. The 0-1 pitch is in the dirt for ball 1 on a curveball. And then Mike Machlinski, who was over at third base, is the second base umpire. 1 ball, 1 strike. Falter winds up and delivers. And the next pitch is inside and low for a ball. I mean, the curveball, it looked really good in the first game by Bailey Falter, and every time he went to it, it was just so effective, especially against lefties. The 2-1 pitch by Falter. A fastball that was right towards the inside part of the plate, and there's a line drive base hit into left field again. Harrison plays it on a hop, and he throws it to the cutoff man in Bryson Stott, and a leadoff single by Stuart Fairchild. Another fastball that was just right in Fairchild's wheelhouse again, and he was not late on it. Just did a good job at covering as much ground as possible on all parts of the plate. So here's Barrero. And Barrero drills that one out to left field, but thankfully it slices foul. The fastball certainly has been something that all the Reds hitters have been doing a good job at getting a hold of here, so wonder if he's going to go with more curveballs now. Or sliders. The 0-1 pitch to Barrero. A changeup that was over the heart of the plate for a strike. There's Edmundo Sosa, who's playing over at third base for the Phillies. Alec Boehm is playing over at first. The 0-2 pitch to Barrero. It was a high fastball, but Barrero fouls it off towards the first base side. And he will head back over to the dugout just to get a new bat. So Derek Hall will be out for at least the next 2 months as he tries to get his thumb repaired. He was trying to extend a single to a double in Game 2, or in Game 3 against the Yankees of that series. And Alec Boehm is now playing over at first today. Yesterday, as he played over at first base towards the end of the game, it was really Cody Clemens that got a lot of playing time. The 0-2 pitch by Falter. It's fouled off again, and it goes behind the net. So the Phillies trail 1-0, thanks to a one-out home run in the top of the first by Spencer Steer. It's the top of the second inning. Nobody out, and a runner over at first. And the pickoff attempt over at first base is not in time by Bailey Falter. So the disengagement count is at 1 here in the second inning. Kurt Casale waits on deck for the Reds. The 0-2 pitch to Barrero. It's in the dirt and outside. A changeup he went with there. And it just did not break as much as he wanted it to. Casale is behind the plate today. And how about Barrero, who was over at shortstop yesterday? He's playing in center field. The 1-2 pitch by Falter. Another curveball that he goes with, and it was inside and low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out in the top of the second inning. Stuart Fairchild led the inning off with a leadoff single. Takes a wide stance over at first base. The 2-2 pitch, that is drilled out to left field, and making the run and catch over towards the warning track is Josh Harrison. That was a line drive, and even Stuart Fairchild was just trying to go, and then he luckily got all the way back to first base, and there wasn't even a throw towards the first base bag. So a line out to left field by Jose Barrero, and there's the first out in the top of the second inning. Kurt Casale, who played in 57 games last season, comes up to the plate, and the first pitch he sees is a little bit inside for a ball. Casale did not get the start yesterday. Stevenson was behind the plate, and he's been doing a pretty good job at that this season, but today he's getting the day off. The 1-0 pitch, a curveball that lands over the center of the plate at the knees for a strike. That was a really good pitch by Falter. The infield is playing Casale to pull, as there's a little gap between the first base bag and the second base bag. Everyone's playing him up the middle and over towards that left side. The 1-1 pitch is fouled off of the left heel of Casale. And the home plate umpire saying, "Are you okay, man?" And Casale said, "Yep, I'm good. Just have to shake it off." Yikes, that's not so easy. He's trying to stretch out that left heel, and just get him back in there, and he seems to be doing okay. That one, Porter, doing a good job of just checking in on him. And now he steps back into the batter's box. Porter goes back behind the plate, behind JT. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out in the top of the second. The Phillies trail 1-0. Falter with the 1-2 pitch. A high fastball that was out of the strike zone for another ball. 41 pitches on the afternoon for Bailey Falter, and we're not even through the second inning yet. Jonathan India is on deck for the Reds. The 2-2 pitch by Falter. Swing and a line drive to left field, and it hooks foul and goes. And that was a great catch by one of the fans. It went all the way towards the Chickies and Pete's area. Fairchild over at first. Casale up at the plate. The 2-2 pitch to Casale. He lays off the curveball that landed in the dirt. Casale did not bite after it. And that makes it a full count. Falter coming up with the payoff pitch, and here it is. Swing and a little tapper over towards the third base side, and it just goes foul. So Fairchild will try to go at it again. Dodgers taking on the Diamondbacks later tonight. That's been a really good series. And here's the 3-2 pitch by Falter. That ball is lifted out to left center field, calling everyone off, and coming in to make the catch is Pacheco. And he comes in, and that'll be the second out. Pache, not Pacheco. I was thinking of Jordan Pacheco. I don't know why. But Pache did not have to run a whole lot to get to that baseball. And there's 2 outs. India steps into the batter's box. And Jonathan India lays off the first pitch, which was a slider, really, really low. India grounded out to shortstop in his first at-bat. And the next pitch is down low again. Another curveball. So Falter has not been going to the fastball a whole lot, but the curveball just has not been breaking as much as he'd like it to. 2 balls, no strikes to India. And the next pitch is down low again for ball 3. That time it was a changeup. So he pitched 2 curveballs and then went with the changeup. Spencer Steer waits in the on-deck circle. Let's see what Falter goes with here. Falter with the windup and the 3-0 pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. So that makes it 49 pitches now. He has 29 strikes, 20 balls on the afternoon so far. Through 1 2/3 of an inning. The 3-1 pitch to India. A swing and a high grounder over to second base. This is going to be a tough play for Stott. Stott barehands it, throws over to first in time to get Jonathan India. A great play by Bryson Stott. That was not easy whatsoever. Then we go to the bottom of the second inning. So no runs, 1 man left. After a leadoff single by Stuart Fairchild, Bailey Falter's able to get out of the inning. And we go to the bottom of the second. The Phillies trail 1-0. Bryson Stott flashing the glove, man. I love it. I love it. That's good job by him. He's I've told a lot of people, like, he's really versatile, and he's good like at any position, seriously. I've always really liked him. In case you're new to my channel, first of all, hello. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play by Play with JJ. And don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoy my 76ers, my Phillies, and all my play-by-play commentary, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and that way you know when I upload or when I go live and we do a Phillies cast. We come on here because we do play-by-play, and this is how we get reps, and, you know, this is how we get better at things. I just had another really good neck crack. I don't know why. I feel like that they're just so refreshing. Last time Nick Lodolo faced the Phillies, he went 7 innings, allowed 5 hits, no earned runs. He had 8 strikeouts and only 2 walks allowed. And he had 98 pitches and had a no decision. Don't know if the Phillies ended up winning that day or not. But Lodolo has already struck out the side. And we go to the bottom of the second inning. Here's Castellanos to lead things off. And Castellanos pops that one towards the first base side. And taking one step over to his right side is Will Myers. So it was popped up really high. And there's the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. In the bottom of the second inning. I didn't even get to Castellanos' stats. Sometimes that happens. You know, one of my biggest fears is that I'm going to have 3 innings of just of a scorecard that's going to go all the way to extra innings. You know, it's going to be like a 9-inning game. Alpom takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. He's playing over at first base. The next pitch is up high and outside for a ball. One of my friends last year actually was doing a game, and for 3 innings, there were more than 9 people that came up to the plate. And so it was so confusing for him to tell which inning he was on because of that. The 1-1 pitch is on the inside corner for another strike. But luckily he figured it out. And he's a very organized person, so he did a good job at it. The 1-2 pitch is fouled off, and it goes back towards the net. And it still remains a 1-2 count. That'd be really tough for me, though. Because my stat sheet can be very messy, especially if somebody's just looking over it. The 1-2 pitch to Bohm. Bohm will pop that one up towards the shortstop. And making the catch for the second out, as it was popped way up there, is Kevin Newman. 2 up, 2 down. I wonder what that black thing is on the mound. What are they showing? What is that? That's the shorter of the two. That's Loda right there, Billy. That's crazy. Here's Josh Harrison, who's playing out in left field today. First pitch is inside for a ball. He's 1 for 7 on the season. He hit the ball really sharply in his only at-bat yesterday as he fouls the next pitch off. And it's an even count at 1-1. He hit it sharply, but hit it right over to right field. And TJ Friedel just got underneath it to make the catch. Lodolo with the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a 94-mile-per-hour fastball on the upper third of the strike zone on the outside part of the plate. Nobody on, 2 out in the bottom of the second, and the Phillies trail 1-0. The 1-2 pitch to Harrison. Up high for a ball. I always tell people that, when you see the pitch clock like at the minor league level, it's one thing, but at the major leagues, it's a whole other thing. The 2-2 pitch is fouled off, and that goes towards the first base side and out of play. Just feels so weird because you're so used to like 3.5 hour, 4 hour games. And with more action, it just goes by so much quicker. The 2-2 pitch to Harrison. He swings and misses at the pitch, but it hit him right on the left shin. And I don't know why he swung at that pitch, but that's strike 3. He was hobbling a little bit, and that'll do it. So the Phillies go down in order again. And we go to the top of the third. Wow. Come on, man. We got to wake up the bats. I can't believe that all 6 of our batters have gone down and 4 of them have at least struck out once. In case you guys are new to my channel, my name is Jason Joseph. This is Play by Play with JJ. And don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Do not forget to hit the notification bell icon too, so that way you know when I'm going live for a Phillies game, a Patriots game, a Flyers game, or a Sixers game. Especially we're going to be having a lot of those coming up, and that's really exciting. I am excited for playoffs. I've been talking about it for a really long time, and now it's finally here. Almost. We still have one more game to get through. But it's probably most likely going to be their opponent that they're going to play in the first round, which is kind of funny. I was actually trying to look up a stat. If you guys could actually help me out here, I would really appreciate it. But when was the last time an NBA or 2 NBA teams played against each other on the final day of the regular season and ended up playing each other in the very first round of the playoffs? I don't know if that's ever happened. I seriously don't recall it. But if you find out, holler at me and let me know down below. Again, it's the last time when 2 NBA teams played each other on the very last day of the regular season and had to play each other in the first round of the playoffs. Let me know. Spencer Steer comes up for the Cincinnati Reds to start off the top of the third, and he takes the first pitch on the outside corner for another strike. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt and down low for ball 1. Bailey Falter back out there on the bump. He already has 52 pitches. And the 1-1 pitch to Steer. Steer will pop that one foul, and it goes right behind the net. So that makes it a 1-2 count. Top of the third, Phillies trail 1-0. The 1-2 pitch to Steer. Steer will lift that one high and deep to left field, and thankfully it goes foul towards the Tasty Cake sign. The electronic sign. Man, he is just a hitting machine for this Reds team. The 1-2 pitch. It is taken outside for a changeup, and it makes it a 2-2 count. Steer had a double in yesterday's game and ended up scoring a run in the 5th inning. The 2-2 pitch. It's grounded back up the middle. Stoffield's on the hop. Throws over to first while he's in motion, and it's in time for another out. Bryson Stott's been covering a lot of ground over at the second base area. Smiles all around, and there's one out in the top of the third. So that'll bring up Will Myers, as there's one out. And Myers lifts that one high and deep to right field. Castellanos takes a couple steps towards the warning track and makes the catch for out number 2. Myers got a fastball down the middle, and he went opposite field with it. And he flew out to Castellanos. Tried to give that one a ride, but just couldn't get enough of it. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the third inning. Stevenson looks at the first pitch up high for a ball. Excuse me. Ugh. 1 ball, no strikes to Stevenson. A check swing. Did he go? And the first base umpire says no. So they appeal no swing. John Kruk's showing off his glasses. Wonder why. They don't look anything fancy. But I guess that they're just his reading glasses. The 2-0 pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. Not a lot of people actually know this about me, but I have a prism in my glasses because I can't see in 3D. Here's the 2-1 pitch by Falter. Takes the next pitch up high for another ball. So it's actually kind of hard for me to converge my eyes together. I mean, I've been getting a lot better at it, but I had to get a prism in my glasses to help me see a little bit better. And then it was weird because when I saw things up close and I put these glasses on, it was like, whoa. It's kind of cool. The 3-1 pitch by Falter. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. That makes it a full count. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. 2 outs in the top of the third, and the 3-2 pitch. It's lifted foul behind home plate, and it goes into the stands. But yeah, I've never worn contacts, ever. And I probably should have for sports, but I was never a contacts person. The 3-2 pitch. Stevenson, a contact hitter, lifts that one out to right field. Castellanos runs over to the baseball and makes the catch for out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the third inning. So Stevenson and Myers both flew out to right field. 1, 2, 3 go the Reds. The Steer also grounded out over to third base. And we go to the bottom of the third. 7, 8, and 9 coming up for the Phillies. Can they try to make a little bit of noise? That remains to be seen. Ooh. Today's just one of those days. It's the 4 o'clock afternoon games for baseball always get to me. I don't know why, but they just do. They totally get to me for some reason. The 1 o'clock afternoon games on Sunday afternoons, those are the best. Like, those are really cool. But 4 o'clock, and it's not even on Fox. Like, this is NBC. Fox usually plays like the 4 o'clock games in the afternoon. You know? Just a little bit odd. What else do we got going on? We got the Giants and the Royals. That's in the top of the second. It's a scoreless game. The Twins are beating the Houston Astros 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th. There's runners at first and second. The Twins are the home team, so they are up to bat. The Marlins and the Mets just got started. The Red Sox and the Tigers got started. The Rangers and the Cubs just got started too. And the Oakland A's and the Tampa Bay Rays, that just got started as well. Rays are having a really good season to start things off. Phillies, not so much. And here we are in the bottom of the third inning. 7, 8, and 9 coming up for the Phils. And the first pitch by Lodolo is inside for a ball to Sosa. What's up, dude? Thanks for coming on here, Jess. I appreciate it. The 1-0 pitch. That is lifted right behind the foul ball net. And it's a 1-1 count now to Sosa. Sosa had the pinch hit home run in the bottom of the 8th inning yesterday for the Phils. They currently trail 1-0. The 1-1 pitch is way up high for another ball. So Lodolo has been very dominant in this game so far. He struck out the side in the first inning, and he ended up getting a 1-2-3 inning in the second. The next pitch is down low and inside for ball 3. The defense playing Sosa to pull. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Sosa, and Sosa pops this one out to shallow right field. And Fairchild doesn't have to take any steps towards the baseball and makes the catch for the first out. Just seems like that the timing is off from the hitters today so far. Not a whole lot of contact on the swings, and just early and late timing. That'll bring up Bryson Stott, and the first pitch is taken on the outside corner for a strike. A fastball coming in at 93 miles per hour. The 0-1 pitch outside for ball 1. Lodolo went with a curveball. He only has 37 pitches on the mound so far. He's been cruising along. The 1-1 pitch to Stott. Stott lines that one out to left field, and that one will drop in for a base hit. So Bryson Stott showing off some flashiness with the glove and also getting himself on with a 1-out single in the bottom of the third. That's the one thing that you just really got to admire about Bryson Stott. Every single time he steps into the batter's box, he just fights off pitches. Even if he's behind in the count, 1-2, he's just such a great 2-strike hitter. And he makes you work if you're on the mound. So here's Pache. Pache bunts at the first pitch, and that'll move the runner over to second. The throw is just a little bit high by Lodolo as he tried to get over to it, and that'll make Pache safe at first. So it was a nice bunt delivered by Pache, who's been not making some good contact at all with the baseball whatsoever. But he gets on with what probably will appear to be a sacrifice bunt and an error by Lodolo. So Lodolo backhanded it, got right off the mound, threw it over to first, and Will Myers, the throw was really high. Myers just was not able to get over to it, but luckily he made the catch. Just could not keep his foot on the bag. Here's Trey Turner. Turner swings and misses at the first pitch. So we have some traffic on the base paths. Runners over at first and second. The Phillies trail 1-0. So they call it an error on Lodolo. No balls, 1 strike. Stott at second. Turner at the plate. and Turner fouls that one back towards the screen. Trey struck out in his first at-bat. He went 2 for 5 in yesterday afternoon's game. He's behind in the count 0-2 here. Played with the Nationals and also the Dodgers as well. The 0-2 pitch to Turner. Turner swings and misses at the next pitch. So he goes down swinging for the second time today. And there's out number 2. And a curveball that tailed right on the inside part of the plate. Dolo has just been dominating with the off-speed pitches. So here's Kyle Schwarber, the designated hitter for the Phillies this afternoon. Has a chance to tie it up, or maybe even go ahead with one swing of the bat here. Schwarber takes the first pitch up high, and it gets past the catcher, and that'll move the runners over to the next bases. So the ball went right by Casali. And now runners are over at second and third. Pache over to second, and over at third, and now is Bryson Stott. So that changes the entire complexity. It just popped right in and out of his glove. So they'll just call it a pass ball. Schwarber up at the plate with a 1-0 count. Lodolo winds up and delivers. And Schwarber fouls it off. It was an inside pitch, but a defensive swing by Schwarber. And it goes right behind the net. 1 ball, 1 strike. So now a base hit can give the Phillies the lead. They trail 1-0 thanks to a solo home run in the top of the first by Spencer Steer. The 1-1 pitch to Schwarber. Swing and a grounder over to third base. It's going to be a really tough play. The race to the base is not in time. So Spencer Steer tried to tag Pache over at third, and Pache's speed was just too quick. It's an RBI infield single, and Bryson Stott comes in to score, and Kyle Schwarber gets on. I guess that they are going to score a base hit. So some small ball action. Let's see. It looked like Pache. Did he miss the tag? Nope, he got him. Spencer Steer just got Pache. And the Reds and David Bell might actually want to challenge this. Steer just got him on the left hip as he was tagging him. So they are going to review this, and this will probably be overturned. They're talking to everybody in Secaucus, New Jersey, the umpires that is. But man, Pache almost beat it out. It looked like in real time that Pache did win the race to the bag. He was diving in head first, trying to put the right hand on the bag, and Spencer Steer just tagged him right on the right knee. It's a tough play, though, because this might actually stand. It's a really tough play to justify this. They're going to need some concrete evidence to overturn it. I thought maybe at first, like when I was watching the review, that the tag was right there, but Spencer Steer, I don't know why, it just looked like he was kind of taking his time making the tag. He certainly had time to do it. They're still reviewing it. If the call stands, it'll be an infield RBI single by Kyle Schwarber. But nobody has moved just yet. Alan Porter and Sean Barber, I believe, the home plate and the second base umpire, are out towards the dugout. And they're just waiting for signs from Secaucus, New Jersey. It's a replay review. It's not a challenge, I don't believe, issued by Cincinnati. I don't think it is. So Sosa popped out to right field. Stott then got on with a single. Pache then tried to sacrifice Stott over to second, but ended up actually getting on base. And then Turner struck out, and Schwarber potentially has an infield single, but he grounded the ball over to third base. Spencer Steer was trying to race Jordan Pache over to the bag, and they say that Pache got in with a head-first dive, got his right hand in as soon as Steer touched him on the leg. But they're still reviewing this. And it's taken them a really long time. So the fact that they're trying to review this and take a look at it just really goes to justify that this is not going to be an easy play to overturn. But it could be. It could be overturned, I'm saying. If the call stands, it'll be a 1-1 ball game, and it would bring up JT Realmuto. The umpires with their microphones and little headsets that the commissioning office gave them. And the third base umpire is now towards the dugout as well. So it's Sean Barber, Jim Wolf, and Alan Porter. And let's see what the call is. I can't even read it. So they overturned the call. So it'll go down as a fielder's choice ground out. And Pache is out at third base, and that's going to do it here in the bottom of the third inning. No runs, 2 men left, and we go to the top of the fourth. Man, that was... you have to kind of see it for yourself. It's, really hard to basically describe it, but Pache was going in there head first. And he tried to have his right hand on the bag. And Spencer Steer just tagged him on the right side of on the right knee. It was a close play. Top of the fourth we go. How you guys doing out there? I know it's a little bit quiet in the chat today. But hopefully you're all doing well. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. If you're new to my channel and if you do enjoy this play-by-play commentary, as always, feel free to like, feel free to subscribe. Smash the like button in the chat. Also, feel free to socialize and come on here to interact. I love interaction from you guys. That's what makes this a lot of fun, too, is that I get to, talk to you all as well. So feel free to come on and feel free to just talk about anything, man. Talk about the game. We can talk about music. We can talk about whatever it is. So the Phillies trail 1-0 as we go to the top of the fourth inning. 2 runners were left by the Phillies in that bottom of the third. And the Phillies trail 1-0 as we go into the top of the fourth. What's Taryn Hatcher saying? Let's see here. Let's go, Phils. Let's check in with Taryn. A whole new security system here at Citizens Bank Park. Really? It makes it a much quicker way to get in. So it's basically electronic. That's kind of cool. So if we go to the ballpark, it'll be a lot faster to just go in through security. That's cool. As long as there's no malfunctions or anything with the system. But yeah, that's nice. Here's Bailey Falter back out there on the bump for the Phillies. The first pitch was inside and low for a ball. The second pitch is on the inside corner, called strike 1 to Kevin Newman. So we flip the lineup card, and Schwarber grounded into a 5 putout? That's really weird. The 1-1 pitch was fouled off by Newman. He got on with a single back in the first inning after what was a home run by Spencer Steer. One ball, two strikes. Falter winds up and delivers the 1-2 pitch. Inside and low. It was way inside. Almost caught the jersey. So it makes it a 2-2 count. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. Falter with the windup and the delivery. And it's fouled off right behind the net of home plate. So Bailey Falter has 69 pitches so far. He's been really grinding. And that first inning is where he got into a whole lot of trouble. Well, Falter winds up and delivers the next pitch. It's in the dirt. It was a curveball that broke well before the plate. And it makes it a full count. Friedel waits on deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the payoff pitch by Falter. Swinging the ground ball over to third base. Sosa fields on the hop, throws over to first, and it was dug out by Alec Bohm for the first out of the inning. So a 5-3 putout, and Friedel comes up. That's why you got to play Sosa over at third. You know, the defense has been absolutely special at times, and he'll flash the glove for you, and even if it's on a play that looks really easy. Friedel lays off the first pitch. He tried to show bunt and then took it away, and it's a 1-0 count. Falter winds up and delivers the 1-0 pitch. There's a grounder over towards the first base side. Bohm with the underhanded throw to Falter, and Falter wins the race to the bag against Friedel. Bohm had to try to get out of the way of that because it was also a broken bat ground ball. Now he's trying to find where the wood is. And he picks it up and he tosses it over towards home plate. 2 outs on the 3-1 putout by Friedel, and Fairchild comes up. It's the top of the 4th inning. The Phillies trail 1-0 on a solo home run hit by Spencer Steer. And the first pitch to Fairchild. It's in the dirt for a ball. Yesterday was a little bit chilly outside, and well, today it's been kind of the same. Same old story. Fairchild on the next pitch lifts that one to center field. Pache goes running in towards home plate and makes the catch for the 3rd and final out. 1, 2, 3 go the Cincinnati Reds, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. The Phillies still down 1-0. F8. I had some soup today for lunch, and that was really, really good. So for those of you that don't know me, first of all, my name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. So I do celebrate Passover, right? And had a really nice Seder, they call it, with my family on Wednesday. And that was really cool. And so we had some soup. And my mom always makes really good matzo ball soup. So she had to make extra matzo balls just for me, but she also made it for my dad and for herself too. But her matzo balls are so good. And I had them today. I was really hungry. I didn't think I was that hungry. And as soon as I saw that in the fridge, my stomach just started gurgling, and I was like, yeah, we got to eat. And it was good. It was really, really appetizing. It was really good. And we've been having some cool Passover foods. So for 8 days, we have to have matzah, which is unleavened bread. So we can't have regular bread, like sliced bread or garlic or any. It's not even just bread. It's also like bread products as well. It's there's a whole biblical context to it. I could go into that a little bit later for those of you that actually do care. But bottom line is that the matzo ball soup was really good. Chicken noodle soup with matzo balls. Good stuff. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning, or the fourth inning. Sorry about that. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Jason, what are you doing? JT Realmuto takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a called strike as Lodolo still out there on the bump, has 46 pitches as he comes into the inning. Realmuto then takes the next pitch inside and low on a curveball. If you guys do celebrate Passover, though, happy Passover. Chag Sameach. The 1-1 pitch to Realmuto. Swing and a miss on a changeup that was way outside. Realmuto did strike out in the first inning. It was the inning where Lodolo did strike out the side. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Inside. And almost caught a bit of the jersey from JT, but the home plate umpire was there to confirm that it did not. It's weird because, that's the second time in a row where the home plate umpire, has stepped over towards the first base bag when JT was in the batter's box. The 2-2 pitch on the inside corner, called strike 3, a 94-mile-per-hour fastball, and that's now 6 strikeouts on the day for Lodolo. JT has gotten caught looking for the second time, and it was a good pitch, but if you're JT, you got to be swinging after those. Here's Nick Castellanos, batting cleanup today for the Phillies. Castellanos takes the first pitch inside and low for a ball. He had 2 doubles yesterday, got on base 3 times. It's 1 ball, no strikes to Nick. And Lodolo calls for time just to reset here. And the pitch clock does not reset. Or does it? Does it reset? Huh. I couldn't get any sort of confirmation if it did or not. And they are cheering. So Castellanos takes the next pitch inside for ball 2. That's a little bit odd. Oh, okay, so they did call a pitch clock violation. So that's what it was. And the next pitch is outside for ball 4. So they called a pitch clock violation on Lodolo. Heard some. They said that, according to Tom McCarthy, they said that there were some cheers. So, well, that's one way to get on. Castellanos comes on with a walk. So that'll bring up Alec Boehm with 1 out and Castellanos over at first. He's representing the tying run. Boehm fouls that one off towards the first base side and then comes back towards the home plate area. And he's behind in the count 0-1. Lodolo with the 0-1 pitch. Inside. Right below the knees as well for a ball. Alec Boehm could certainly try to get a base hit here. That'd be really nice to see. Takes the next pitch up high and outside for ball 2. And he had a really good first game where he almost hit the cycle. And he's been hitting the ball sharply some of the time, but the power that was being talked about, we just got to see it. The 2-1 pitch to Boehm. Boehm goes the opposite way, but fouls it off. And that makes it a 2-2 count. Put on 10 pounds of muscle, according to the Phillies in the offseason. Only has 1 home run. That was in the first game. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Boehm. And the next pitch, swing and a miss on a high heater. And Alec Boehm not so happy with himself. And there's strikeout number 7 on the afternoon for Lodolo. A high cheese fastball coming in at 96, and Boehm just showing it with the body language that he was not happy that he swung at that pitch. And now Josh Harrison steps into the batter's box. Harrison with the right elbow guard and the red elbow guard and the red batting gloves. He takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. 59 pitches on the afternoon for Lodolo and 3 2/3 of an inning so far for the Reds. Phillies trail 1-0. Lodolo tries to throw it back to first base, and Castellanos gets back in plenty of time. Castellanos got on with a walk. Phillies only have 1 hit on the afternoon so far. Harrison, the 0-1 pitch is way outside. Every time Josh Harrison's up, I keep thinking about my middle name. Guess what my middle name is? Harrison. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the glove for strike 2. Yeah, my middle name is Harrison. Jason Harrison Joseph. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. Harrison still in the batter's box. Lodolo winds up and delivers the 1-2 pitch on the inside corner right at the knees, and Harrison gets caught like a dead fish looking. And that'll do it here in the bottom of the 4th. That is now 8 strikeouts on the afternoon for Lodolo. And we go to the top of the 5th inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was right. All right, let me take a very quick step off. I will be right back. I need to stretch, though. Alrighty, we back. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. I love Eminem. I'm Jason Joseph. I'm not Eminem. You can call me JJ. Eminem is a cool initial. You know, MM. Well, it wouldn't be J and J. But anyhow. Well, J and J, Johnson and Johnson. I'm not Johnson & Johnson, I'm Jason Joseph. And this is Play-by-Play with JJ. And if you're tuning into my channel for the very first time, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell icon. And thank you all so much for coming on here. We go to the top of the 5th inning. The Phillies are down 1-0. I feel like I had the volume up a little bit high, so I apologize about that. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know down below in the comments section. Bailey Falter back out there on the bump. And the 1-0 pitch to Barrero. He swings and foul tips that one into the glove for a strike. Okay. I think that's a little bit better. The 1-1 pitch by Bailey Falter. A foul ball towards the first base side. Kirsty, what's going on? What is going on, Kirsty? Thank you for double checking that. Means a lot. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Barrero swings and misses at the next pitch, and there's the second strikeout on the afternoon for Bailey Falter. Go Reds. Hey, I'm happy that you came on here just to tune in, you know what I'm saying? I don't care who anyone's rooting for. I'm just really happy that you guys are here and that we're talking about some baseball. We have something in common. even though we might be rooting for different teams. But we do have a lot in common just by watching baseball. Love baseball. All right, here's Casali. He comes up. Took the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike, and the second pitch, he swings and fouls that one off. Back towards home plate, and it goes into foul territory. So Falter struck out Barrero, and then Casali is behind in the count 0-2. The Reds up 1-0 thanks to a solo home run by Spencer Steer. The 0-2 pitch is way up high for a ball. A fastball at 92 miles per hour by Bailey Falter. Hasn't really hit 92 a whole lot today. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the windup in the pitch by Falter. Outside, not by much, a curveball. It ended up being 75 on the gun, and it's an even count at 2-2. Falter gets the signs from JT. And he likes what he sees now. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Outside and high. A changeup he went with that time. And that makes it a full count. In the on-deck circle is Jonathan India. As we will flip the lineup card after this at-bat. Casali with the 3-2 pitch will lift that one towards shallow right field. Castellanos takes 3 steps towards home plate and makes the catch for the second out. So Casali flew out to center field in the top of the second inning, and now flies out to right field in the top of the 5th. I should also mention, too, that Bailey Falter is actually retired the last 11 batters that he's faced. And Jonathan India lines that one over to Trey Turner. Turner made a really nice catch as he caught it right on the line, and India, as soon as the pitch was thrown, got him on the inside part of the plate and jammed him a little bit, but he still was able to hit that one sharply, just right at Trey Turner. And that's now 12 straight batters retired in a row by Bailey Falter. And we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Phillies still trail 1-0. And India for where it was hit, on the barrel, it was towards the inner part of, the hands area, and the fact that he got it out that far, almost to the outfield, that's impressive. That's pretty impressive. I wish I could do that. You know what I also wish I could do? I was always a big fan of, Bo Jackson, even though I never, watched him. Obviously, because he was before my time. I've never, watched, actual, live games of his. I've seen replays of stuff. And highlights, obviously. But I just wish that I could just break a bat. A wooden bat, like he did. How much muscle does that really take? I feel like it takes a lot just to do that. It's imagine, breaking a pencil. You have, a kid that's, breaking a pencil like that. And then you just have this, this big dude that comes in that's, 6'3", 6'4", whatever. And he's, 260 pounds. And he just comes in and just breaks a bat just like that. Pretty sick and wild. I'm not messing with that, dude. So, all right, bottom of the 5th we go. Yeah, man, let's go Phillies. Let's go Phillies. All right, here's Edmundo Sosa. The first pitch he sees, he grounds it over to third base, and it gets right by Spencer Steer into the outfield. A leadoff single by Edmundo Sosa. It was hit pretty hard, but it just went under the glove of Steer. And there's a leadoff single to start off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Phils. Sosa is playing over at third base, and that'll bring up Bryson Stott, who in his last at-bat had a single towards the left field side. Opposite field. Almost said Oppo Taco. First pitch to Stott. He takes it outside and low for a ball. Lodolo has 8 strikeouts on the afternoon. He's only surrendered 2 hits to this point. and has not given up a run just yet. The 1-0 pitch, well, they're going to try to pick off Sosa over at first base, and that is completely unsuccessful, as Sosa didn't even have to dive back into the first base bag. So 1 ball, no strikes to Bryson Stott. And here's the next pitch. It's laid off, but it was just called a strike. It just got the lower part of the outside corner, a curveball that was placed perfectly by Lodolo. My goodness, the movement on his curveball is just so deceiving. The 1-1 pitch to Stott. Stott takes a fastball at the knees for a strike. We're here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Phillies had some traffic on the base paths back in the 3rd inning, but were not able to get anybody home. The 1-2 pitch to Stott. Stott grounds that one over to third base. Spencer Steer throws it over the second. There's one bat to first in time for a 5-4-3 double play. And just like that, there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Spencer Steer made a really good defensive play. How about also the throw over at second base, too, by Jonathan India, just to be able to get Bryson Stott out at first, because Stott was really hustling. So Stott lines into a 5-4-3 double play. Here's Jordan Pache as he fouls the first pitch off in this at-bat towards the third base side. And there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Phillies down 1-0. We will be back at it tomorrow afternoon at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time for the conclusion of this series. Then we'll be back on Monday night for the Phillies Marlins game. Game 1 of that set. The 0-1 pitch to Pache. At the knees on the inside corner for another strike. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 70th pitch by Lodolo coming underway. Here it is. Outside and high for a ball. Pache did not bite at that pitch. It was away out of the strike zone. The 1-2 pitch now by Lodolo. Pache lays it off again. That time it was down low, and it was a curveball that broke right before the plate. And gotta be honest with you, Curt Casali's doing a really good job at trying to block these pitches. Getting in front of it and laying down the glove. The 2-2 pitch, just a little bit inside and high, not by much. Lodolo almost got the corners. But it's a full count. On deck is Trey Turner. 4 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 3-2 pitch. Swinging a line drive out to left field. And it's going to go all the way towards the wall. It bounces off the wall. And Jordan Pache goes into second base with a stand-up double. It was a line drive that just bounced right at the warning track. I thought maybe it had a chance of getting out of here, but it did not. And Pache gets himself a 2-out double. Lodolo mislocated the fastball, and Pache had a Gene Segura type of a swing. It was short, but it was powerful. And Pache saying, "I'm here." He stands over at second base. So here's Trey Turner. And the Phillies are looking to tie the game, as Pache is the tying run over at second base. Turner has struck out twice this afternoon, but he has an opportunity to erase a not-so-good day. The first pitch to Turner. He takes it up high and inside for a ball. Lodolo had a 2-strike count as well on Pache. And then Pache worked his way back up to a full count and got on with a 2-out double after the Bryson Stott 5-4-3 double play that he grounded into. The 1-0 pitch is way outside for another ball. Now you're wondering if you're Curt Casali, if maybe you want to call time here. 2 balls, no strikes. 75 pitches on the afternoon for Lodolo. Pache over at second. Turner at the plate. The 2-0 pitch to Trey. It's inside and low. Another slider. They say it was a fastball, but it looked a little bit like a slider to me. 3 balls, no strikes. And they're just going to intentionally walk Trey Turner at this point. And they want to face Kyle Schwarber. Interesting. Guess they want to go with a lefty here. Kind of curious to see why they would want to do that. Oh, because it's a lefty on lefty. Schwarber takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. That's a good explanation. So Turner gets on at first base and got on with a walk. Pache at second with a double. Phillies trail 1-0. The 0-1 pitch is outside and low. Casali, man, he did a great job at blocking that pitch. He shimmied over towards his left side and just kept it in front of him. We've seen this story before in the third inning. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th, Schwarber was up with runners over at first and second here. It was really second and third. But the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. He swung at an off-speed pitch that was outside. And that makes it a 1-2 count. Lodolo with pitch number 80 of the afternoon coming right up. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 1-2 pitch to Schwarber. Swing and a miss. And Schwarber throws the bat down. And we go to the top of the 6th inning and Lodolo works out of a jam. So the Phillies leave 2 men left on the base paths. And we go to the top of the 6th inning. The Phillies still down 1-0. That's strikeout number 9 on the day for Lodolo. Wow. Phillies just cannot come through. And Lodolo's pitching well. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he's getting the corners and everything, but they're just not taking advantage. And they're late on the sliders and these off-speed pitches, man. Like, I give him credit because he's been pitching really well, but at the same time, the Phillies just have to do a better job. You know what I'm saying? If you agree with me, you know what you should do? I'll tell you what you should do. You should subscribe to my channel. This is Play by Play with JJ. I'm Jason Joseph. I'm always right. And, yeah. No, feel free to like, feel free to subscribe. If you don't agree with me, but you still like coming on here, and you're like, you know what, JJ, like, you put out some really good content, and I see that you're grinding, and I see that you're working really hard. I admire that. You should subscribe to my channel as well. As I mentioned before, we'll be back on here tomorrow afternoon. Got a lot of Phillies games coming up as the playoffs begin on Friday for the Sixers. We will not be back at it tomorrow afternoon for that game, for the final game of the regular season, I should say. But we'll be doing Phillies baseball all the way up till probably Friday. So, that'll be a lot of fun. So Schwarber struck out. That's the second time today that he's gone down. Let me take the headsets off really quick. Two hits on the afternoon for the Phillies, but we go to the top of the 6th inning. The Phillies down 1-0 on a Spencer Steer home run back in the top of the 1st inning. Here's Andrew Bellotti as Bailey Falter's day is done. Bellotti, in 5 games this season, has not allowed a run yet. He's pitched in 4 1/3 of an inning, and Steer comes up to the plate to be his first victim. And the first pitch is fouled off towards the first base side. It hooks out of play. As I mentioned before, Steer had the solo home run back in the 1st inning. That's his 2nd home run on the season. Bellotti gets set. And the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a foul ball that hit Steer's left foot. It ricocheted and took a wild bounce after that. Bellotti did pitch in yesterday's game, only threw 17 pitches and allowed 1 walk, but also had a strikeout. Right after Zach Wheeler, his day was done yesterday. The 0-2 pitch by Bellotti. Outside and low. A slider coming in at 83 miles per hour. So when the Phillies come back up, they will have 3, 4, and 5. It'll be JT, Realmuto, Nick Castellanos, and Alec Bohm. But first, they got to get through this top of the 6th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. It's a grounder over to third base. Sosa plays on the hop, throws over to first in plenty of time. It gets dug out by Alec Bohm. And another 5-3 put out. And there's 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. So as Steer is retired for the 2nd time today, that'll bring up Will Myers. Myers had a single in the 9th last night against Craig Kimbrell. He hit the ball really sharply in his last at-bat, but it just did not get out. So he hit it over to right field. So he's 0 for 2, and the first pitch he takes inside for a ball. Myers has been struggling this season so far, only 1 RBI. He hasn't homered just yet. And here's the 1-0 pitch to Myers. He grounds that one foul. He seems to be shaken up a little bit. I don't know if he got dirt in his eye or something, but nonetheless, he steps back into the batter's box, and it's a 1-1 count. Yo, what's up, sports boy? How you doing? Thanks for coming on here. I appreciate you coming in to say hi, man. The 1-1 pitch to Myers. He takes it on the outside corner for a called strike 2. Myers shaking his head and steps back into the batter's box. You just won a tournament? Really? What type of a tournament? The 1-2 pitch by Bellotti. Swinging a foul tip into the glove of JT Realmuto. And Bellotti gets his first strikeout on the afternoon as Will Myers goes down. And there's the 2nd out. Two outs in the top of the 5th inning, or the top of the 6th inning, excuse me. I was getting ahead of myself before, and now I'm a little bit behind myself. And Tyler Stevenson comes up as he's 1 for 2 on the day, takes the first pitch outside for a ball, and now the infield backs up. They are playing Stevenson to pull, even towards the outfield as well. 4 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a foul ball towards the first base side, and that goes out of play. Is it cool that I also have the Phillies game playing right now? Yeah, of course. I'm not stopping you. Of course. Absolutely, man. I just appreciate you coming on here. The 1-1 pitch up high and maybe just a little bit outside for ball 2. Of course. No, I appreciate you coming on here, bro. Two balls, 1 strike to Stevenson. 3 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a foul tip into the glove again for strike 2. Stevenson could not catch up to the 95-mile-per-hour fastball. Sosa not playing Stevenson on near the third base line. It's a little bit more towards the outfield. The 2-2 pitch, that is poked out into center field, and it drops right in front of Pache for another base hit by Stevenson. Cowgill giving him a high five over at first base, and there's a 2-out single into center field. Yeah, I just said that. Kevin Newman comes up. He's singled back in the first inning. Bellotti still out there on the bump for the Phillies. 13 pitches in this game so far. He threw 19 yesterday. The first pitch to Newman is grounded over to third base. Sosa throws it over to second to try to get Stevenson, and he just gets him. Stott just hung on to the bag. Stotson. And that's a 5-3 put out. Or a 5-4 put out, I should say. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning as the Phillies get out of it, a little bit of a jam there. Stotson. Sometimes I make myself laugh when I am talking really fast and I'm trying to let my thoughts catch up to me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. All right. We'll take a break in the 7th inning. Not right now. What time is it? 5:41? It's only been an hour and a half? Really? Man. Wild. Oh, this hasn't even updated? How come no one's told me that the score hasn't updated? Damn, I'm sorry. Damn. You know, if the tournament didn't happen, I would have been at this game. What tournament? What tournament are you talking about, my guy? Because March Madness is over. Oh, are you talking about Kentucky Derby? Because I know that's starting up really soon, right? I could also be wrong. I'm Jason Joseph. What's going on, my guy? Thanks for coming on here, as always, man. Appreciate it. Baseball tournament. Oh, you had a baseball tournament today? Oh, cool. How did you guys do? What position do you play, by the way? Travel. Here's JT Realmuto for the Phillies as we lead off the bottom of the 6th. And Realmuto grounds this one over to shortstop. It's played on the hop, and the throw over to first is in plenty of time for out number 1 by Kevin Newman. A not-so-easy play as JT hit wasn't necessarily a slow roller, but it wasn't hit that fast either. So Realmuto is now 0 for 3. He struck out twice. And now here's Nick Castellanos. First pitch to Nick. He takes it over to the heart of the plate for a strike. I need the Phillies to win this game. I got them. Oh, I got you, bro. I mean, I got you. Yeah, I can control the game. But no, I got you with the play-by-play. That's what I meant. Second pitch was taken on the inside corner for a strike to Castellanos. So it's no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the 6th. And Castellanos swings and misses at the next pitch for strike 3. A curveball that was inside, and that is now 10 strikeouts for Lodolo on the afternoon. He has been absolutely dominant on the bump for the Reds. 84 pitches in 5 2/3 of an inning so far. Connor Brogdon warming up in the bullpen for the Phillies. Nobody on, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th, and the Phillies trail 1-0. Here's Alec Bohm. Bohm swings and fouls the first pitch off towards the first base side, and it goes into the stands. Bohm is 0 for 2. He popped out. He struck out as well. He's looking to get his first hit of the series this afternoon. The 0-1 pitch. It's fouled back towards the screen. And it's an 0-2 count now. Lodolo has not been falling behind in a lot of counts today. He's been very aggressive, especially early on in almost every single at-bat. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Bohm back in the batter's box. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside and low. A curveball that was well out of the strike zone. About a foot or so. And it's a 1-2 count. Lodolo winds up and delivers the 1-2 pitch. Outside again, another curveball. It was a little bit closer, but it was still was nowhere near the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Alec Bohm. Lodolo with the windup and the pitch. And Bohm will lift that one into shallow left field. It's going to be a really tough play. It's in foul territory, and it just hits the front of the net. Spencer Steer was trying to run all the way towards the netting, and he could not get there in time. And it's a foul ball. And the count still remains at 2-2. Pitch number 90 on the afternoon coming up for Lodolo. threw 18 in the first, 12 in the second, 15 in the third, 17 in the fourth, 18 in the fifth, and 6 so far here in the 6th inning. Or 9, I should say. Excuse me. There's a difference. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Alec Bohm. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. A 96-mile-per-hour fastball right down Broad Street. And the Phillies go down in order. 1, 2, 3 go the Phillies, and we go to the top of the 7th inning. They're down 1-0. They just cannot hit him today. He is just wheeling and dealing. Wow. I'd love the Phillies to win this game. But according to where was she? Now I have to face purple crying. Aw. Yeah, I know. So Kirsty wants the Reds to win. But at the same time, Corey needs the Phillies to win. Which side are you on? Are you on Team Kirsty or are you on Team Corey? Let me know down below. Kirsty wants the Reds to win and Corey wants the Phillies to win. That's a tongue twister. Kirsty and Corey. They sorry today against the Reds at all. They were so good last season. I know, man. They had a really good run. It was a lot of fun to just witness it and also like go into NFL films and like be able to talk about it. That was a lot of fun. Spencer Steer homered back in the 1st inning, and that gave the Cincinnati Reds a 1-0 lead. I'm Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. As always, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to my channel. We've been going at it for 4 months. I appreciate you guys for coming on here, for all the love and the support. We'll be back at it tomorrow afternoon as well at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time for the finale of this series. Tough situation. Want Reds to win, but don't want Corey to feel bad. That's the spirit. I like that. It is a tough situation. I'm on like... I mean, like, I gotta root for the Phillies, but, like, I want Kirsty to, like, do well at the same time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Here's Connor Brogdon as we go to the top of the 7th. It's a 1-1 count to TJ Friedel. And here's the next pitch. Friedel shows bunt. And he'll bunt it back over towards the mound, and that'll be an infield single by Friedel. He placed it perfectly towards the third base side, and Connor Brogdon just wouldn't have been able to make a play regardless. An infield bunt single to start things off in the top of the 7th inning. And here comes Stuart Fairchild. Friedel it was not even expected that he was even going to bunt there, and he just did it at the very last second and put it in a really good spot. Stuart Fairchild 1 for 2 on the afternoon. He singled back in the 2nd inning. Also came in the pinch hit yesterday and was 0 for 1. But he did get on with a walk in the 9th inning of yesterday afternoon's game. The first pitch to Fairchild is way inside. And actually scratched that. Vossler's now going to come in to pinch hit. I had no idea. They didn't even signal anything. So my mistake. Vossler takes the first pitch way inside for a ball. Vossler slings and misses at the changeup. So Vossler did not get the start today. He homered in 3 straight games, and then yesterday that streak broke. But he has been on fire as of lately. Friedel over at first. And the throw back to first to try to get him is not in time by Brogdon. That's the first disengagement that he has had. And Brogdon looks back at the plate and now is going to get ready to throw the 1-1 pitch. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock, and here it is. And a foul ball back towards the screen, and it makes it a 1-2 count. You know, whenever you burp, you have, after having a soda, that just happened to me. Oh, dude, that sucks. It stinks. I hate that. It always bugs me. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Vossler. Brogdon with 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. A 94-mile-per-hour fastball that was up high and out of the strike zone. And there's out number 1. Vossler was thinking that it was going to be just a little bit more down. And he could not catch up to the heater. And we have another pinch hitter coming in. This time for Barrero. So his day is now done. Get you a name on who's coming in for him in just a few moments. It's now Jake Fraley. So Fraley steps into the batter's box. Another left-handed hitter. Going up against a right-handed pitcher. Brogdon with the throwback to first base. No. First disengagement of this at-bat. Fraley, who's also been seeing the ball very well for the Reds. He's coming up. And the first pitch, he lifts that one to right field. Castellanos goes back to the warning track towards his right side and makes the catch for the second out. The throw back over to first base is in time. And all of a sudden, Friedel thought that was going to get out of here. And Castellanos just threw it back over to first base. And Friedel was caught sleeping at the wheel. He was diving right into second base. And Friedel, you know what? Bryson Stott was actually cheering as if he did get a base hit or something. And I think that caught Friedel off or something like that. But nonetheless, a 9-3 double play it goes down as, and we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's time to stretch. My gosh. Well, then I realized, why would Bryson Stott be cheering? Because he's on the opposite team. That was just a poor base running play by Friedel. After getting on with a bunt single, that's tough. That's absolutely tough. How many people we got on here? We got to take a quick step off. I need to stretch. I'll be right back in just 1 minute. Just give me a minute to stretch. Here we go. Here we go. Oops, I forgot I turned this off. All right. You're saying I'm not going to be on for some football games. Why? Oh, because of school? Because of September? Yeah. All right. Here we go to the bottom of the 7th. Lodolo's still out there on the bump for the Reds. Harrison is the first victim, and he lifts that one to center field. And making the catch is Fraley for out number 1. So Fraley just gets underneath it. Harrison took it for a little ride. And he lines out to center to start things off. I like the Eagles and the Patriots play at the same time. Hey, we'll talk about it if it happens. I don't think it's happening this season in the regular season. Here's Edmundo Sosa. He takes the first pitch inside and low for a ball. The Phillies down 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. I'm Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. And the 1-0 pitch to Sosa. He lines that one out to left field. It drops in for a base hit. Sosa rounding first. He loses his batting helmet. And he'll go back to first base as he was rounding the corner. And Sosa trying to get the crowd fired up. He gets on with another base hit. Back-to-back singles for him. He singled back in the 5th and now singles here in the bottom of the 7th. Hope the Reds take some of the luck Cincinnati has gotten lately in the sports world. And, I kind of feel bad. I honestly do in that sense. Bryson Stott comes up to the plate, takes the first pitch in this at-bat, down low and outside. And again, Casali blocks the ball and keeps it out in front of him. So it's 1-0. Bottom of the 7th, 1 out, and Sosa over at first. Stott will ground that one over to first base, and it is just foul. Stott surely got lucky because Vossler was ready to tag the bag and would have probably gotten Sosa out over at second as well. He grounded into a 5-4-3 double play in his last at-bat after Sosa got on with a single. 1 out, the throw back over to first base for disengagement purposes is not in time. Sosa's 2 for 3 on the afternoon. Ian Giabut is warming up in the bullpen. And the 1-1 pitch to Stott. Stott swings and misses at the inside changeup. 96 pitches on the afternoon for Lodolo. Apparently the Red... I know what you meant to say. That's funny. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lodolo gets set, kicks, and deals. The 1-2 pitch is just a little bit off the plate. It almost hit the plaque, but just missed it by a little tad. So it makes it a 2-2 count. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Stott still in the batter's box. And the 2-2 pitch to Stott. Stott fights it off and fouls it right behind home plate. The pitch was way inside, but Stott had to try to fight it off and provide a defensive swing. 98 pitches for Lodolo. I know I keep emphasizing that, but he's just been so good. Seriously. The 2-2 pitch to Stott. Swing and a line drive out to left center field, and that is just going to be caught over in left field by Fraley. He dives, and he almost got it by him. Sosa has to run back over to first, and he gets there in plenty of time. Jake Fraley made an unbelievable catch. Wasn't necessarily a diving play, but Fraley just went back over towards his left shoulder, and Stott had a good piece of a barrel on it. And Fraley just with an unbelievable catch for the second out. My gosh. Not so easy. Here's Pache. The ball almost got by Casali as it was inside and low. And Sosa stays put at first. So Stott lines out to left field. That was a game-saving play, potentially, for the Reds. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. The pitch to Pache. Pache lines it over towards the first base side, and it just hooks foul. Probably will be the game of the year in 2024. What are we talking about? Joe Burrow? Oh, yeah, that's going to be good. Sosa takes a leadoff over at first. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. The Phillies down 1-0 against the Reds. Pache looks at the next pitch on the inside corner for a strike at the knees. 94 miles per hour. Sosa wouldn't be surprised if he runs on this pitch here. Pache got on with a double in the 5th inning. Phillies still have not been able to score any runs. They've gotten some traffic on the base pass, but they've been 0 for 5 Last time I checked with runners in scoring position. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. Lodolo throws back over to first base and keeps Sosa at the bag. On who, Joe Burrow? There's the Philly fanatic, waiting to explode. And the 1-2 pitch to Pache. He lays it off inside and low. They appeal, and they say no swing. For a second, I thought that maybe the first base umpire was going to overturn that. But it's a 2-2 count. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Lodolo looks back at first, and here's the 2-2 pitch. It's fouled off right on the left foot of Pache. And he stays alive. Schwarber in the hole, holding the barrel, hoping that he comes up in this inning. But Trey Turner is on deck. Phillies have not scored a run today. Pache tied up in the count, 2-2. Lodolo looks back at first, and here's the 2-2 pitch. Swinging another foul ball, and now Pache is hobbling, and I think that, I don't even know if it made any sort of contact with him, but I still think that he's trying to shake off that other pitch that he fouled off of his left foot. So he does step out of the batter's box. He was hobbling a little bit, and now is just bending down on both of his knees just to try to stretch that out. Oh, that time it caught the back knee. That's what it was. It fouled off of the back knee. So it did catch a piece of him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock to Pache. And here's the 2-2 pitch again. Swing and a miss. A curveball that he goes chasing after. That was inside and low. And Lodolo gets another strikeout. That's strikeout number 11 on the afternoon. And we go to the top of the 8th inning. The Phillies still down 1-0. They're down to their last 6 outs. Casali, India, and Steer coming up for the Reds. Man, he is on fire. If we hit 170 subscribers today, I will eat paper and Sprite. Don't eat paper. Ugh. Alrighty. I can't believe it's only been 2 hours. I really can't believe that. I do feel like that 7th inning was a little bit slow, though. How many people are on here? How many people are on the YouTube cast? I saw we had some people on Twitch, which is nice. That's 16 people watching. My boy is 15 people watching. That's also nice. Can the Phillies try to get 1 run? 1. Uno. It's been very disappointing today. I was honestly thinking about going on for a post-game pod tonight, but I'm not even going to do it. Unless something crazy happens. They need to win this game. Only 3 hits in 7 innings. And Lodolo, again, I give him credit. 12 strikeouts. That's his career high. Here's Casali. And Casali takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Connor Brogdon is in for the Phillies once again. He's going out there for a 2nd inning of work. And Casali lines that one out to shallow right field. It drops right behind Bohm for a base hit. Bohm has to play it on the hop. Casali is going around at first base and will stay put over there as he gets another leadoff single to start off the top of the 8th inning. And we'll flip the lineup card once again, and we go back to the top of the order. And Taryn Hatcher's like all over the ball field today. Casali will sub out, and now Benson comes in to pinch run for him. Here's Jonathan India as he steps into the batter's box for the Cincinnati Reds. A runner over at first base, Will Benson, who started yesterday, comes on for speed purposes, and the throw back to first is not in time. India 0 for 3 today. He grounded out and then lined out to shortstop. Brogdon with the first pitch in this at-bat. It is taken down low, a cutter at 85 miles per hour that hits the dirt. Phillies have not been making a lot of noise today. The 1-0 pitch to India. It's taken inside and high for a ball. The 2-0 pitch to India. He takes it outside again for ball 3. Phillies, once this top of the 8th inning is over, they will have the top of the lineup batting for themselves. It'll be Turner, Schwarber, and Realmuto. 3-0 pitch to Jonathan India. Taken on the outside corner for a called strike at 93 miles per hour. The 3-1 pitch, outside and high for ball 4. Benson was taken off, and he probably would have been safe anyways, but there's another. That's the first walk issued by Connor Brogdon, and now Rob Thompson's going to go out there, and that is going to be the end of the day for Connor Brogdon. So Jonathan India comes on with a walk, and we'll have a pitch and change. Don't know who's coming in just yet, but we go to the pitch and change, and we'll be right back in just a few moments. I'm going to take a very, very quick break, so I'll be right back too. Bum, 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 bum. What's up, guys? I'm Jason Joseph. This is Play by Play with JJ. As always, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoy my 76ers and my Philadelphia Phillies play-by-play commentary, excuse me. Oh, man, I hate when I do that now. If you enjoy my content, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. We've been going at it for about 4 months, and I've just been calling games, and this is really like my dream, man. Nope, it's not done yet. We're in the top of the 8th inning. I was just going to get to that. So we had a pitch and change as Connor Brogdon is done, and he allowed the 2 base runners to start off the 8th inning. He pitched an inning before that and pitched really well for the Phillies, but now we have runners over at first and second here in the top of the 8th inning. The Reds lead 1-0, and Sir Anthony Dominguez will come up and pitch on the bump for the Phillies. And the first batter that he faces is Steer, who homered back in the first inning. And he takes the first pitch way outside for a ball. Spencer Steer up with runners at first and second. Nobody out in the top of the eighth. And the 1-0 pitch. That's grounded over to third. Sosa plays on the hop. Throws over to second. There's 1-0. The throw was a little bit high. The throw back to first, though, was not in time. The throw was maybe a little bit high to a Bryson Stott, but Stott did everything he possibly could to just keep his foot on the bag, and at least there's one out. On a ground out, or a fielder's choice ground out, Sosa almost had the ball get right by him and had to think really quickly. And it almost was a bang-bang play. So that is a 6-4 put out that Steer grounds into, and that'll bring up Will Myers. Runners at the corners. One out now in the top of the eighth. Dominguez with the first pitch in this at-bat. It's way inside. A slider at 88 miles per hour. That was nowhere near the strike zone. Myers 0 for 3 on the day. He's been really struggling so far. The 1-0 pitch to Myers. He lifts that one and pops it up towards the first base side in foul territory. Bohm gets underneath it and makes the catch. Thought it was going to carry a little bit more, but it did not. Myers got way underneath that. So 2 quick outs by Sir Anthony Dominguez, and here comes Stevenson. Stevenson is 2 for 3 on the day. There's runners at the corners in the top of the eighth. Reds lead 1-0. Dominguez with the first pitch on the outside corner, 98 miles per hour, and he gets the call. Stevenson has raised his batting average to 400 on the season. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Dominguez with the 0-1 pitch, way inside. And the count is even at 1-1. The Phillies won yesterday afternoon's ball game in their home opener. They won by a score of 5-2, and they're down 1-0 in this game. They're in the top of the eighth. The 1-1 pitch, that is lined out to right field. Castellanos, though, catches it and makes the nice play for out number 3. It was hit right on the line, and Castellanos, thankfully, he was right there at the right time. And we go to the bottom of the eighth. Can the Phillies try to tie this game up? That remains to be seen. Man, Stevenson hit that one really sharply, but Castellanos, I'm telling you, thankfully he was there. He made about 3 steps over to home plate. I wonder what the exit velocity on that was. Crazy. Okay. Bottom of the eighth we go. Do the Phillies tie the game here? Do we tie the game here? Lodolo's day is probably done. I expect it to be done. And now is the time where you have a substitute teacher that comes into class. This needs to be the time where the Phillies just take advantage of it. You know? If they don't win this game, I'm sorry, that's just... And no disrespect to Lodolo, because he's been pitching really, really well. I've been seeing it. The movement on the pitches is just absolutely filthy. But this is the Phillies game to lose here. Because the Reds' offense has not been any better. But the good news is that Trey Turner will be leading things off here in the bottom of the eighth. That's at least the good news. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I'm Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. As always, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this play-by-play call. What's up, LT? Thank you so much for coming on here, dude. Saw that Mitch has a pretty good crowd on his channel, too. So Trey Turner comes up to lead things off. Hopefully you're having a good afternoon, man. I really appreciate you stopping by on here, man. Ugh, come on. Let's wake up the bats. Wake up and smell the roses. Okay, so we have a couple of changes defensively. Let's see here. Alexis Diaz takes the bump for the Reds. So he comes on in relief now. Trying to see if I could see anything here. So his first victim is Trey Turner. So Diaz is the closer for the Reds. He steps in on the bump. I'll get you the defensive changes in just a few moments. The 1-0 pitch to Trey. Trey fouls it off, and it's a 1-1 count now. One ball, one strike to Trey Turner. Diaz winds up in the 1-1 pitch. That is fouled off right behind the screen. My internet is acting up. At least on here. So coming into play third is Barrero. He goes over to third, I believe. 1-2 pitch is fouled off again by Trey Turner. Let's see here. Maley is catching. That's another one. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Trey Turner. Nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. The Phillies down 1-0. There we go. Let's focus here. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. Diaz, the closer for the Reds, out there. And the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss on a slider that was nowhere near the strike zone. And Turner goes down swinging for the very third time today. The third time today. Jeez. So that makes it 1 out. And Kyle Schwarber comes up for the Phillies. Again, the Phillies do trail 1-0. In case you're just joining us, Spencer Steer had a solo home run back in the first inning, the dead center field, and that was the only run scored in this game. Schwarber steps into the batter's box and swings and misses at the high heat fastball. Jose Alvarado and Andrew Vasquez warming up in the bullpen for the Phillies. The 0-1 pitch to Schwarber. It's just below the knees for a ball. So Luke Maley is behind the plate now for Kurt Casale. 1 ball, 1 strike to Schwarber. And the pitch. Schwarber grounds that one foul towards the first base side. Thank you so much for the subscription. Whoever just subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. Make sure that you comment and tell me who you are so I can give you a shout out. Because that's what I do. I like to give shout outs if you're up for it. 12 seconds left on the pitch clock. The wave is going around. And the 1-2 pitch to Schwarber. On the outside corner, called strike 3. He knew it as soon as it was thrown. And Schwarber goes down looking for the second time today. He's actually struck out 3 times, but twice he's gotten caught looking. And that makes it 2 outs in the 8th inning. And that'll bring up JT Realmuto. A very frustrating day for the Phillies offensively. But again, the tying run is still up at the plate as they only trail 1-0. Realmuto takes the first pitch on the inside corner. And he disagrees, and he takes it for a strike. Just subscribed. Thank you, Ryan. I really appreciate it. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. On a high cheese fastball coming in at 96 miles per hour. I'll talk to you in just a second. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. Diaz has been wheeling and dealing so far. 2 seconds left. The 0-2 pitch to Realmuto. He takes it way up high for a ball. On deck is Nick Castellanos. He doubled twice in yesterday's game. And he's only gotten on today once with a walk. The 1-2 pitch to JT. Swing and a miss. And just like that, the side is retired and we go to the top of the 9th inning. Phillies still down 1-0. You really want to get me to eat some paper and Sprite. Well, I'll keep the subs rolling. My gosh. I probably have some Reds fans coming on here. And not the pinstripe red team. But that's okay. Oh man. Just subscribed. Great content. Ryan, thank you so much. Again, if you just subscribe to my channel, I will definitely give you a shout out. Just comment your name down below. I really appreciate you guys coming on here. You know, we've been going at this for about 4 months or so. We cover Sixers, we cover Phillies, we cover Patriots, and we also do Flyers games as well. So just been putting out a lot of play-by-play content. You know, I'm a broadcaster from South Jersey. I graduated from Rowan University. And, you know, I actually used to call like minor league baseball games for the Wilmington Blue Rocks, who were the high affiliate of the Washington Nationals. I did that for 2 years while I was at Rowan. And I also did stuff for the Delaware Bluecoats as well, who were the NBA G League affiliate for the Philadelphia 76ers. So it really means a lot that you guys have come on here just to enjoy and subscribe to my content because, you know, I've been working really hard and just grinding, and you all know how it is. Like when you really work hard at something and you put your life's work into it, you know, it's a lot. But I believe in myself. And, you know, I got to follow my dream, which is to one day just make it, you know. Not going to let anybody stop me, even if you know, I have a disability or anything like that. Which I do, but I don't let that stop me. Thank you. Oh man, another subscriber. Thanks. I appreciate it. Shout yourself out if you subscribed. I did not get a notification yet on YouTube. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't get these notifications. So, if you want a shout out, just let me know who you are down below, and I will give you a shout out. 1-0 as we go to the top of the 9th inning. Andrew Vasquez comes in for the Phillies. They have been struggling at the plate, but I got to tell you, the pitching has looked really good so far. And the first pitch is way inside for a ball. It's Kevin Newman, so we got 5, 6, and 7 coming up for the Reds to start off the 9th inning. Newman singled back in the first. The 1-0 pitch is way inside again, and Andrew Vasquez cannot find the strike zone to start things off in the 9th inning. Thank you, man. The 2-0 pitch. Up high, not by much, for ball 3. Waiting in the on-deck circle is TJ Friedel. The 3-0 pitch. Inside and low for ball 4. 4 straight pitches, and Kevin Newman gets aboard with a leadoff walk. And Vasquez, you know, you're probably not going to want to put the leash on for that long for him. Because now you have TJ Friedel coming up, and then Vossler, I believe, is coming up next. Here's Friedel. Friedel shows bunt, but then decides to take it back, and the first pitch was on the outside corner. He thought maybe it was just going to go outside, but it was placed perfectly on the outside corner by Vasquez. No balls, 1 strike. Newman over at first. Then the 0-1 pitch to Friedel. It was way outside. A slider that almost got by JT. And it's a 1-1 count now. Is that correct? Tampa Bay has scored 11 runs? I thought that I saw that on the scoreboard far away. Get to that in just a few moments. The 1-1 pitch is way outside again. That time it was a changeup. And it's now 2-1. Vasquez has thrown 7 pitches so far and has only found the strike zone once. To start off this top of the 9th inning, the 2-1 pitch to Friedel. A bunt. That's a high chopper back up to Vasquez. Vasquez with the underhand throw, and it's not in time as TJ Friedel dives into first base safely. Another bunt single by TJ Friedel. Man, he was just running for his life there. And now there is nobody out here in the top of the 9th inning. Vasquez had the underhanded throw perfectly, but I mean, with Friedl's speed, you were just not going to get him out. And Alec Boehm, not recognizing that he had to go back over to first base. It's just a tough play. And now Caleb Coughlin's going out there to talk to Vasquez. I got to be honest with you. Maybe this is just like a blindside type of a thing, but I would have went with Alvarado, personally. I really would have went with Alvarado. I really hope the Phillies can come back to win. Yeah. You and me both. Need the Phillies to do this comeback. I know. I feel you. I don't know why they're down like this, man. Here's Jason Vossler. It does not get any easier from here as Vossler, who's been swinging the bat well lately, shows bunt at the first pitch, and he takes it back for a strike. His team's up 1-0, and I was kind of confused why he showed bunt. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Vossler tries to bunt it at it again, but he takes it back as the pitch was way outside for a ball. I definitely would have went with Alvarado in this situation. The 1-1 pitch to Vossler. A bunt that is fouled off. And it goes behind home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Reds lead 1-0 here in the top of the 9th inning. The Phillies in their home crowd at Citizens Bank Park. Newman over at second base. The 1-2 pitch to Vossler. Way outside, a changeup that was nowhere even close to the strike zone. Friedl over at first. Newman over at second. Jake Fraley waits on deck. Vasquez, the 2-2 pitch. That is lifted out to right field. Castellanos gets underneath it and makes the catch for out number 1. And tagging up from second and going over to third on the play is Kevin Newman. So now there's runners at the corners with 1 out. And the small ball was very effective on that play. So Newman tags up from second and goes over to third base. And that'll bring up Jake Fraley. And on deck will be Luke Maile, who came in to pinch hit for Kurt Casale. The first pitch to Fraley, just a little bit off the plate. A slider that just missed, and it's a 1-0 count. They're still keeping Vasquez out there. The 1-0 pitch. Swing, and that is just fouled off. That had a chance of going back up towards the third base line. But it hooked foul and went out of play. 1 out in the top of the 9th. Runners at the corners. Phillies down 1-0. The Reds up at the plate. It's Jake Fraley, who takes the next pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 2. A good curveball there thrown by Vasquez. Let's see if you can try to throw another one here. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 1-2 pitch. Swing, and that is lifted high and deep to center field. And Pache calls everyone off. He makes the catch. Newman tags up from third, and he will come in to score. And it's now a 2-0 ball game on the RBI sacrifice fly by Jake Fraley. Give Kevin Newman a lot of credit for providing some great base running. And that run was absolutely huge for the Reds. They certainly needed that. So now here is Maile as he comes into the batter's box. Throw back over to first base is not in time. And the disengagement count in this at-bat is up to 1. Luke Maile, 3 home runs last season, 17 RBI in 76 games. And he takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Vasquez with 18 pitches in this 9th inning so far. Phillies will play tomorrow afternoon at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, and we'll be back on for that game. The 0-1 pitch, way outside for another ball. over at first base. A 1-1 pitch, and that hits Maile. I was just going to say, over at first base is Friedel, and now he'll go over to second base as the ball ends up hitting Maile. And that'll put runners over at first and second. Turn on donate? What do you mean? You don't have to donate, dude. It's okay. It's totally okay. You don't have to donate. I can't even do it because I can't. I don't even think I can do it because I haven't reached I haven't even gotten monetized yet. So Maile was hit on the left elbow. Let's see here again. Didn't really look like it hit him, but they are going to review this to see if it did hit him. I didn't even know that you could do that. Huh. So it's a replay review here to see if the ball even hit Maile. He hates this cold weather. That's what that's what he just said. Did that even hit him? I don't even know if it hit him. And gloves. He let the hair grow. John Kruk is so funny. Do you guys think the Phillies can come back at this point? I honestly still do. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy, but they just... I think that they still can. Keep it a 2-0 game. They're still reviewing this to see if the ball even hit him. So we say we don't know. It may be hard for them to see it too. One angle shows that it hit the bat. And the other angle doesn't. So are they trying to see if it hit the bat? I don't know. All right, so let's see here. The review is over. And I can't hear what they're saying, obviously. I have the closed caption on. The call is overturned. Okay. After review, the call on the field is overturned. There is no hit by pitch. So that'll put Friedel back over at first. And Phillies retain their challenge. So there's still 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. Friedel goes back to first, and I believe now it's a 2-1 count, if I'm not mistaken. It is. So Vasquez, with 14 seconds left on the pitch clock, here's the 2-1 pitch. That is grounded foul towards the third base side. That certainly does change a lot of scenarios here. Jonathan India waits on deck. So he's down 1-0. The 2-2. Well, they'll try to throw it back over to first base, and Friedel just gets back in plenty of time. That's the second time that they've disengaged, I believe, in this at-bat. 12 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul ball that just went out of the glove of JT. He could not hang on to the foul ball there. That would have been a tough play. So we'll go at it again. The 2-2 pitch. That time it is lined foul towards the right field side, and it goes out of play. 26 pitches by Vasquez in this inning so far. He's allowed 1 run on a sac fly by Fraley. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And he got him to strike out. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Phillies will have their last chance, and now they trail by 2. 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Fightins. Do they have a little bit of fight in them? That remains to be seen. Wow. Face red, droppy eyes. Here we go. Bottom of the 9th we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people. If you don't even, what was I going to say? If you don't even know what's been going on, well, you're in for a treat as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. The Reds are looking to tie the series up at 1 apiece. Can the Phillies erase this whole deficit and come back and win this game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. The game was going by pretty quickly, and then all of a sudden it slowed up in that ninth inning. And even in the seventh, too. That was kind of a long inning. How many people we got on here? 18 people. 18 studs are on here. You're all incredible. 18 studs. Facts. We're going to be back at it tomorrow afternoon as well for the series finale. So if you did enjoy tonight's play-by-play commentary, even though we have another inning, and it wasn't tonight, it was this afternoon, Jason. Come on, you got to catch up with yourself, man. If you did enjoy this commentary, come back on tomorrow afternoon for the series finale. And we'll listen to some more baseball. Here we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. The Phillies have not scored today. They're down 2-0, thanks to a solo home run by Spencer Steer back in the top of the first inning for the Reds, and an RBI sacrifice fly in the top of the ninth inning by Jake Fraley. Alrighty. Castellanos will be the first hitter for the Phillies in this ninth inning. And Diaz is still out there on the bump. He's closing this game. Castellanos with the first pitch. It's up high and inside for a ball. Career-wise, Castellanos has struck out and is only at bat versus Diaz. The 1-0 pitch to Castellanos. Swing and a miss on a 94-mile-per-hour fastball that was on the inside corner of the plate. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Diaz gets set. Winds up and delivers the 1-1 pitch. Way inside, almost got Castellanos. There were even some fans that were right behind the netting saying, hold it. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Bohm waits on deck. 2 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 2-1 pitch to Castellanos. He lines that one fair down the third base line. Or are they going to call it foul? They just say it was foul. I thought that the ump signaled it was fair, but it was just foul. Oh, man. The Phillies might want to take a look at that. Let's see. Nope, it was foul. It was foul. And it's a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Up high and way inside for ball 3. And Diaz has been losing a little bit of his control as that one almost hit Castellanos. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. The payoff pitch coming from Diaz. Here it is. Swinging a ground ball that is foul towards the third base side. Diaz has 20 pitches so far. Anything can happen. That's exactly what I'm saying, man. Over at third base, Steer is not playing down the line for Castellanos, which I'm kind of curious about. 12 seconds left on the pitch clock. Diaz with the payoff pitch. Here it is, the windup and the pitch. Outside and low for ball 4. And there's a leadoff walk by Nick Castellanos to start off the top of the ninth inning. And now if you're David Bell, you kind of have to wonder if somebody even should be warming up in the bullpen here. So Alec Bohm comes up and he's representing the tying run. One swing of the bat can make a difference. On deck is Josh Harrison, I believe, and now they're going to call time. So Diaz will go out there to talk to his catcher, Luke Maley. And now Ian Giebalt comes in, or will be warming up in the bullpen. Bohm steps into the batter's box. Everyone's back at their spots. The pitch clock resets. And here's the first pitch. Up high and way outside for ball one. Alec Bohm today has struck out twice. He also popped out to shortstop in his first at-bat. Young also warming up in the bullpen as well for the Reds. The 1-0 pitch. Down low and outside, and it gets past the catcher. And going over to second base is Castellanos on the wild pitch. Diaz has been losing a little bit of his velocity here, and now things are starting to get shaky, and that'll bring the pitching coach out there to talk things over. The fans are standing on their feet. They've been very frustrated today with the poor run production by the Phillies. They're just waiting to erupt. 43,000 in attendance. They call it a wild pitch. Nobody out in the bottom of the ninth. Castellanos got on with a leadoff walk. He's over at second base with nobody out. The Phillies trying to go 3-5 on the season, but they currently trail 2-0. So now everybody goes back to their spots. Bohm will step back into the batter's box. Everybody cheering on here at Citizens Bank Park. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Bohm. And he fouls it off. It goes right behind home plate. And that one may have been a little bit inside. I was surprised they didn't take it, but it was a defensive swing regardless. It's 2-1. Castellanos takes a lead off at second base. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a ground ball back up the middle for a base hit. Castellanos will go over to third. And runners are now at the corners with nobody out for the Phillies in the bottom of the ninth inning. Alec Bohm with a great piece of hitting, and the fans are on their feet at Citizens Bank Park. It is a playoff type of an atmosphere now. Bohm just lined that one back up the middle, and it almost actually took a little bit of a slow hop as soon as it got past the shortstop. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So Castellanos gets on with a walk. Bohm gets on with a single. Runners are at the corners, and here's Brandon Marsh. Still nobody out in the bottom of the ninth inning. Fans on their feet in the bitter cold. And by bitter cold, I mean only 53 degrees. The first pitch to Marsh. He takes it down low and inside. It almost got by the catcher, Maley. And it's a 1-0 count. Still no movement by David Bell as he keeps Diaz out there. He pitched the eighth inning, a clean inning, and now he's in a little bit of a jam here. The 1-0 pitch to Marsh. He swings and misses at the slider that was way inside. So Marsh coming in the pinch hit for Josh Harrison, who was 0 for 3 on the day. The 1-1 pitch to Marsh. Swinging a line drive, foul towards the first base side. Marsh hit that one really sharply. It was a rocket over towards the first base net. 15 seconds left on the pitch clock. Everyone in the dugout thought it was going to hook fair too. The 1-2 pitch to Marsh. Up high and outside for a ball. Maley has done a really good job behind the plate. Castellanos over at third. Bohm at first. Castellanos was jogging home, but he got back over to third. And now, taking a step off was Diaz as he was thinking about throwing over to third to try to get Castellanos. They literally just panned back over to the mound here. The 2-2 pitch is coming underway in just a few seconds. And here it is. Swing and a foul ball that goes right behind the net, behind home plate. So Marsh is staying alive. Do the Phillies have a little bit of fight in them? Sosa waits on deck. Diaz with the 2-2 pitch. Up high for ball 3. 94 miles per hour on the fastball, and it's a full count. The rally towels are waving. The fans are standing. The noise is getting louder. And the 3-2 pitch to Marsh. Swing and a line drive into right field for a base hit. Castellanos comes in to score. Bohm rounding second. He will go to third. And an RBI single by Brandon Marsh. It gets underneath the glove over at first base, and it goes right into the outfield. How about that? And now there's still nobody out in the bottom of the ninth inning. So the move worked by Rob Thompson. It was actually kind of funny because the pitch was just a little bit outside and low, and Marsh stayed with it and hit a rocket out to right field. Here comes Edmundo Sosa. And David Bell comes out there, and that'll most likely do it for his closer Diaz. Two to one, and that will be the end of the day for Diaz, who had a clean eighth inning, and now we have a pitching change, and we'll be back in just a few moments. Wow. Brandon Marsh, man, coming up large. That deserves a round of applause. If you have not subscribed yet, while we're in this pitching change, you're absolutely right. Make sure that you do that right now. If you enjoy my Philadelphia Phillies play-by-play commentary, we do it for Sixers games as well. We'll be on here for playoff games. We've been doing this for about 4 months or so. If you love the intensity, when things are going good, I got to tell you, when things are going good for the Phillies, you're going to love being on here. You are going to love being on here. They still haven't updated the scoreboard. Why is that? There it is. Okay, now they finally did it. It's 2-1. All right, there we go. Oh, we just got another subscriber. Thank you. So it's 2-1 in the bottom of the ninth. Runners at the corners. We have a pitching change for the Cincinnati Reds, as Diaz, the closer for the Reds, pitched a really good eighth inning, and then David Bell let him pitch the ninth, and he didn't even get an out. Reds are winning, yes. But runners are at the corners, and there's nobody out for the Phillies. It's funny, too, because, every single run counts, and I got to be honest with you, the fact that Fraley got that sac fly was huge. There's Brandon Marsh. High fives all around the dugout. Castellanos with a high five. Schwarber with a high five. And there's Aaron Nola as well. So Diaz's day is done. And we, as I mentioned, have a pitching change. But how about Brandon Marsh being absolutely clutch? Coming into pinch hit for Josh Harrison and putting it down the first base line. It got right underneath Vossler's glove. Here we go. Still nobody out in the bottom of the ninth. Ian Gibial comes in. 4 games this season, 2.7 ERA he has. Can the Phillies try to tie the game up here? Sosa steps into the batter's box. Fans on their feet. A little bit of magic is signaled behind the home plate net. And Sosa lifts that one high and deep to center field. This should at least get a run home. Making the catch is Fraley, and tagging up to come in to score is Bohm. And Bohm will tie the game. How about that? The Phillies have come back, and they tied the game up at 2 apiece in the bottom of the ninth inning. Wow. Absolutely incredible. Sosa had a pinch hit home run yesterday, and he ties the game up on an RBI sacrifice fly. It's 2-2. And here's Bryson Stott. The first pitch he sees is taken for a high strike, and according to Statcast, it was just a little bit above the strike zone. How about that? So a runner over at first, and that's the go-ahead. That's the game-winning run, I should say. No balls, 1 strike to Stott, and here's the 0-1 pitch. It is inside and low for a ball. And arguably, it should be a 2-0 count here. But that pitch was way up high, but not according to the home plate umpire. Stott is 1-for-1 in his career versus Ian Giabat. The 1-1 pitch to Stott. He lines that one foul towards the third base side, and it goes out of play. Just when you think that the Phillies are done, they turn back the clock to the 2022 season. And they have a little bit of magic in them. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bryson Stott. Marsh over at first. And the 1-2 pitch. Outside and low for a ball, but the throw over to second to try to get Marsh is not in time. And Marsh swipes second base. So that'll put Marsh in scoring position. And Marsh gets his second stolen base on the season. Stott took a pitch that was out low. And Maley tried to get everything that he possibly could on that throw over to second base to get Marsh, and Marsh just got his hand there in the nick of time. So it's a 2-2 count. 1 out in the bottom of the ninth. The Phillies are tied at 2-2. A 2-2 count to Stott. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Up high and outside for ball 3. It's so funny because when it was in the 8th inning, the crowd was so dead, and now it's a totally different sign. The Phillies have come back to tie the game. They've scored 2 runs here in the bottom of the 9th. 3 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 3-2 pitch to Stott. That one is popped up in foul territory. It goes over towards the third base side, and it goes right behind the dugout. Bryson Stott making a lot of fight in this at-bat like he always does. He's like Tyrese Maxey, except he plays for the Phillies. A burst of energy. And somebody that can provide a lot of play. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a ground ball into right field for a base hit. Rounding third, coming in to score is Marsh, and the Phillies come back to win 3-2. A walk-off RBI single, and that'll do it. The Phillies were down 2-0, and they came back with a little bit of magic. And Bryson Stott walks it off for the Phils. Absolutely unbelievable. If you believe in miracles, that's what the Phillies do right there. Just when you think that they're done, they prove you wrong, and they can come back and make you pay. And the Phillies, who were down 2-0 entering into the 9th inning, it was a 1-0 ball game for a very long time. They end up coming back to win thanks to a walk-off RBI single by Bryson Stott. And there is the closer for the Cincinnati Reds. Just not so happy. See, he's back there in the dugout. How about those Phils, man? They came back from the dead and they end up winning the ball game. Bryson Stott had the walk-off RBI single. It was poked right into right field. And Marsh, give him a lot of credit, too, for coming into second base with a stolen base. It wasn't even just the pinch hit RBI single. It was the fact that he stole second base and then just was hustling down the line. And now the Phillies have come back and they win the ball game, and they have taken the first 2 games of this series. And we will be back tomorrow afternoon for the series finale in Philadelphia. I'm Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. We reached 170 today. Thank you all so much. If you're just tuning into my channel, if you enjoyed my play-by-play commentary in that 9th inning, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. I really appreciate you guys so much for coming on here. What a win, man. That was absolutely incredible. Oh, my gosh. That was That was a big, big win for the Phillies. Regardless if it was the Reds or any other team, Bryson Stott's talking to Tom McCarthy on the field. He is just absolutely enamored and just such a glory to watch, man. Hey, Rising Rhino Raid sub. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, and it's so funny because, look, you can take a look at what Lodolo did on the day. Like, he had 12 strikeouts for the Reds. And the fact that he just came out there, and the 8th inning was clean, by all means, but that just means nothing now. Finished my stream and popped everybody over. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Got to give you a shout out. Linda? Linda. Okay, I'll give you a shout out too. Sub. Raising Rhino, I got to give you a shout out. I got to give everybody a shout out for coming on here and for joining me at the very last second. That is just incredible. The game was so, slow to start things off, and then that 9th inning was absolutely magical. And it actually kind of gives me the chills a little bit because it makes me think about the run that they made last year. And that was pretty special. It's pretty freaking cool. Showing support for fellow streamers. I appreciate that so much, Rising Rhino. Means a lot to me. We've been going at it for 4 months, and we're still going to keep grinding on here, man. I really love your energy, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I got to tell you, not to kind of toot my own horn, but I always pick up stuff from other broadcasters. There's stuff that I pick up from Scott Fransky. There's stuff that I pick up from Tom McCarthy or Mark Zumoff. But the person that has so much energy that I realize I kind of really like, especially from a basketball perspective, is Kevin Harlan. When things are going so well, Kevin Harlan's energy is just so energetic and so passionate. And especially during this comeback win, I had to give a lot of energy for sure. Jake Cave was in the on-deck circle. Imagine if Jake Cave got the walk-off hit. Not to take anything away from Bryson Stott, but just imagine. My goodness. Okay, we'll be back on tomorrow afternoon. The Phillies are going to try to wrap things up here, and hopefully they can try to sweep the Reds and sweep them back to Cincinnati. I'm Jason Joseph. We're going to sign off right now. Thank you all so much for coming on here. For one more time, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. As always, if you're watching me on Facebook Live, make sure that you follow me on the profile and give me a review down below. You can also follow me on all my social media accounts. The links for them are in the description down below as well. Thank you all so much. We're going to get something to drink, and we're going to celebrate this. And, yeah, man, Lila Tov. Have a good night, man. Take it easy.